All right, Coach, do you want to get us started, and then we'll move on to questions?
Which cameras is that?
The one on the bobblehead box.
Yeah. We obviously got off to a very fast start, and then they climbed back into it. And some things stand out statistically. When they're playing that small, we've got to be able to do a better job on the boards than get beat by 6. That's one thing. They shot it great. Their 2 superstars had great games. They rode those guys. They played very well. We're going to have to play better in game 4. I mean, they shot essentially 58% and 42% from 3. And we shot 44 from the field, and we had a pretty decent night from 3. And then the free throw line hurt us again a little bit too. So, those are things right off the bat. The other thing that's a concern is the assist number. 17 is not enough for us. We got to be a higher assist team, and that'll happen if we can get more stops and get out in transition. And those are always your best opportunities to score.
Tim McMahon.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Rick, the Clippers are basically daring you to post up Porzingis playing small. I know generally you're not a fan of the post up. Is that something you guys need to do and to be effective with, or how do you get more from KP if they're going to play small like they did?
Well, there are certain situations KP's very good with post ups. I don't want to get into a lot of detail explaining the whole thing, but we're a spacing team first. And, when we get good, deep post-up opportunities, those are ones we got to attack. Part of the challenge with him is that, he's a very good cutter. He's a very good spacer. And so, he needs to play the game out of reads and movement. And overall, our offensive movement wasn't very good. But the bigger problem tonight was the defense. Let's be clear. We're not going to make this about missed shots or opportunities to post up KP or anybody else. I mean, we got to defend better. We give up 59% shooting to this team. You're going to have a very difficult time winning the game unless you're shooting, galactically great. And that's, in the playoff series, that's very difficult to do.
Brad? Brad, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, the mute button wasn't there. Brad Townsend, Dallas Morning News. Rick, you mentioned before the game that you had talked to the team about managing, energy. It's going to be a long game. You guys got off to the big start. Do you think that became an issue as the game wore on, that you guys jumped on them so much and there was so much energy in the building that maybe it kind of ran out of air a little bit?
No, I don't. They took 2 timeouts early. And look, it's a long game. You got to play out the entire first quarter and then the entire second quarter, third, fourth. It's almost 3 hours of basketball if when you count up a national TV game with the long pauses. There's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 review situations, that kind of stuff. So look, good strong starts are important. I certainly don't blame the loss on that at all. I'll look closely at rotations and stuff like that. And look, they had a great night. And we did not. And so we're going to have to play a lot better at both ends in game 4, excuse me. The crowd was great. They were into it. We got to get them more into it by finding ways to get more stops and rebounds.
Okay, we're going to do one more, Tim Cato, because Maxie will be standing by.
Tim Cato, The Athletic. In regards to the defense specifically, like you talked about, what did you think of the double teams you threw at mostly at Kawhi and the execution you had on them?
I haven't watched the whole game yet. I've just watched a couple minutes of the beginning. So obviously they did a good job of spacing and making plays. They baited us into some double teams and then spaced the floor very well. We'll have to take a good close look at it and simply do better. You know, we won the first two games with aggressive double teaming that was on time, you know, and on point. And so in game 4, we're going to have to do a better job, no question about it. Thank you.